I'm going to use the Carousel widget to add a carousel to our About Us page. The Carousel widget allows you to display a selection of images in a fun and interactive way. It's a great tool to use when you have lots to show and are limited on space. Let's take a look. We'll be using the carousel to insert in between our call to action banner and the employee listing. I'll start off by creating a new section in between these two areas. It's going to be a one-column section. We're going to begin by using our heading widget, and I'm going to go ahead and write the title for this particular area. We'll center the text. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the text editor. I'll go ahead and I'll add the appropriate copy for this particular area. We're going to go to the Style tab and we're going to center align the text. And then I'm going to go to the Advanced tab and we will be using % for margin. We'll unlink these values and we'll leave the top at 0. The right value is going to be 10, the bottom value 2, and the left value 10. Next, I'll go to the widgets and I'm going to search for carousel. As soon as I start to type that in, you'll see that we get the carousel related widgets. I'm going to be using the image carousel, so I'm going to drag this right in between the title and the text. Once you insert the carousel widget, you'll have the ability to select the images that you want to use within your carousel. I'll click the plus sign, and this will take me into my media library. To make things a little bit easier, I'm going to search for the name of About-Carousel, which is going to go ahead and immediately show me all of the images that I want to be using on my carousel widget. I'll select all of these images by selecting the first one and holding down my Shift key to select the last one. All of the selected items are going to appear down here in the bottom, and this is where you can remove or clear all of them. I'll click Create New Gallery. At this point, we have the option to add captions if we want to have a caption appear. We can also reorganize our carousel. So if the carousel items are not in the order that you want, you can quickly and easily reorganize the way in which they would appear within your carousel by simply grabbing them and dragging them to a new location. Once you're happy with the order, you'll click Insert Gallery, and this will insert the items into the carousel gallery. We have a lot of ways in which we can customize the carousel. We'll begin by changing the image size from thumbnail to full. I've already resized the images to be the size that I want, so I'm going to use the full image size. Slides to show is going to allow you to designate how many slides you want to show. Once again, I'm going to leave this at default because I'm happy with the 3 slides showing at the desktop view. You can also specify how many items you want to scroll at a time, if you want the images to stretch, and in regards to navigation, if you want to show the arrows, which allow users to navigate through the carousel, and or the pagination dots, which allow you to quickly go to another area of the carousel collection. I'll be using arrows and dots for this particular example. If you want your images to link to a larger file, you can use media file, or you can add a custom URL. I'll have mine set to none. And here's where you can tell the caption to show. You can either use the caption, or if the image has a title or description, you can use that as an alternate method. Under additional options, this is where we can control the speed at which our carousel is going to play. We can also control if we want the carousel to auto-play. I'll leave this at yes. When the user hovers over the carousel, I want it to pause, and also if they interact with the carousel, I want it to pause. The autoplay speed is the speed in which the carousel is going to advance. This uses milliseconds, so 5,000 is equal to 5 seconds. If you want your carousel to infinitely loop, you'll want to keep this at yes, and the animation speed is the speed at which the items are going to move. I'll go to the Style tab, And this is where you can control things about the arrows and the pagination dots. So if you wanted to change anything about those, where they're located, their size, or their color, you can do those sorts of things here. Under the image area, we can control the alignment of our images and the spacing. I'm going to change the spacing to custom, and we'll increase this value to 35. This will allow some more space appear between my images. If you want to have more control, you can go to the Advanced tab, but for our purposes here, everything looks fine. I'll want to check this in my responsive modes. Here's what it looks like on tablet. So the slideshow or the carousel is only going to display 2 images, and then at mobile, it will only display 1 image. That all looks fine. And as you can see, adding a carousel can really bring some additional interest and life to any page. It's easy to use and fully customizable.